I feel like we're besties now after this. What's up, guys? It's Denise Salcedo. Hey there, everyone. Welcome to Speak Now Pro Wrestling here on the channel. I'm Denise Salcedo, and we are going to break down Smackdown tonight. And it was a loaded Smackdown because it is also the go-home show heading into Backlash. But I'm also not alone here today. In fact, I'm joined by a very good friend of mine. You guys know her as Queen of the Ring, Alex Lajas. Alex, it's so good to have you on the show. Welcome.
Thank you, Denise. Thank you. I'm happy to be on this newly 100,000 subscriber channel. Massive congratulations on that. What an achievement. And I'm so excited to be here to break down Backlash, to break down Smackdown as well. Let's get into it.
It's going to be such a fun show. I cannot wait because I feel like they actually gave us a lot to talk about today. Like we got Bad Bunny stuff. We got the LWO stuff. We got a very hot crowd in Puerto Rico. Like we have so much to get into here today. And we're also going to be doing Backlash predictions as well. So this show is going to be a real good time. But before we get into everything, just a heads up to everyone that's here. Thank you guys so much for being here. Your support means the absolute world to me. There's a couple of videos that I want to promote before we get into Smackdown conversation. Real quickly, if you haven't already, my interview with Trinity Fatu is officially up and it's so close to 10,000 views. If you haven't checked that one out, I've got a lot of great feedback. There's over like 100 comments on that video already. Trinity just basically talks about, the time that she spent away from WWE, her new start, her new journey into Impact Wrestling. And it was just a fun conversation. I was very lucky that I was even able to get some time with her. So please make sure to check that one out. Give it some love. On top of that, I also did an unboxing video where I unboxed my 100K Silver Plaque Creator Award here on the channel. It was a very emotional video. I've gotten such great messages from people on that one. So if you haven't checked that video out, please go give it some love. And then, of course, I got just so much going on, all of the live shows and everything. But if you guys do want to help support this podcast, help support the show, this channel, all of that, you are more than welcome at any point to send in a super chat. Super chats help your questions, statements, whatever it is, hot takes, get read here on the stream, and then just, keep the channel going. And we got a couple of those we're going to get into and then jump right into the show. James Hammond kicks us off with both triple threat match should be for a Roman's title, says James. Thank you so much to James for sending this in. Andrew Cool sends in a super chat saying, I don't understand why Los Lotharios, Raquel, Dragon Lee, Elektra Lopez, and many more are not wearing the LWO shirts. You could easily expand it in all three brands. They could easily expand it, but I kind of like what they're doing right now with keeping it very intact. I liked how the LWO was such a huge focus on today's show. So thank you so much to Andrew Cool for also sending in this super chat. And we got another one here from Simon Renshaw who says, the crowd was amazingly hot tonight. Tomorrow's show should be pretty good. Happy to see Alex. Well, Simon gets us right into the first thing that I wanted to ask you, Alex. So for those of you who do not know, Alex is Puerto Rican as well. And, the crowd, we were in Puerto Rico here today. We're going to be there tomorrow. Man, it was freaking lively. Alex, what did you think of the night?
You guys, I'm so excited. I've brought my flag with me. Tonight was so hot in the crowd. I know that Issa, NYC Demon Diva, was there, and she said that almost everybody in the crowd was crying. And this is such a special moment for the island. I mean, as we saw today during the press conference, it was so hot. There's so many good chants happening tonight as well. For this event, for Backlash to be in Puerto Rico, it is so important to the history of professional wrestling in Puerto Rico because the history in professional wrestling in Puerto Rico is so rich. You had Pedro Morales, who was the first Latin American in history to win a recognized World Heavyweight Championship. The World Wrestling Council is the oldest active promotion on the island. It's been around since the 1970s. And for me personally, I remember my uncles telling me how they would drive down from the mountains of Mayahuez to go see Ric Flair, who was the NWA champion at the time. And so, the last WWE Premium Live event was in 2005, and it was the New Year's Revolution. And there were no Puerto Rican talent on that card. And you had Carlito on the roster, and there was just none. And so now to go 18 years later, 2023, and you have 3 Puerto Rican talent. And, I'm going to call Bad Bunny a talent. He's a fantastic wrestler, So this means a lot, so much to the island. It means so much to every Puerto Rican all over the world. But not only that, but also for the Latino heritage to have this kind of representation as well, and to hear how hot the crowd was. They've been so hungry for this. So to say that this is a historic weekend for Puerto Rico is an understatement, honestly. I'm so excited. I'm so proud.
I love it. I love it. It's exciting. And that's the thing. It's very important also to mention, because you talk about, the rich history that Puerto Rico has. And it's true. But at the same time, recently they have this rich history, but then so much of it, it's almost like they're on their own. Sometimes people forget to, acknowledge it or recognize it or talk about it. And so it does kind of feel like it's very much in its own. And it's there, right? It's happening. But then now to have like this, this lens with WWE being there and this massive event being there and it being with like one of the hottest, musical acts, Bad Bunny taking part in all of this. It kind of feels like all of the stars really aligned. And here's the thing, like we've been talking a lot about, all of these wrestling shows taking place in different places and seeing people, like when we were watching Clash at the Castle and seeing everybody, like the huge crowd that was there and what a moment that was. And then, we're talking about AEW All In and they sold over 60,000 tickets. And so you're seeing them hit like all of these places that they don't normally go to, and it just kind of shows like sometimes we got to get outside of where we've always been, go to some new places because the fans there are craving it.
Yeah, for sure. And like we just saw it this past weekend at the WWE live event in France with Baron Corbin, and also just the entire world has been waiting for these promotions to come to their hometowns. We've been locked away, pandemic, lockdown, all that stuff, but to finally have the moment for these promotions, not just WWE, like you mentioned, AEW as well, selling out Wembley, like that's historic. That's good for the business. Everyone is doing so well with that kind of momentum. And like you said, it's been a long time coming, not only for Puerto Rico, but just everywhere around the world. And wrestling is pretty good so far right now. So I'm very, very happy.
And I like crowds like tonight because they kind of made everything feel like I felt like I was watching a pay-per-view today just because we were, so everybody was so hot for everything. Everybody was engaged in it. And I'm like, oh yeah, like I love this kind of energy. So that's definitely something that it was nice to see because there were some, a couple months back, there's been some crowds that were not too great. And so to finally have like a very, very lively crowd, it was very needed. But my goodness, we have this incredibly generous super chat from my good friend Heidi Ho, who is always just sewing in so much love here on this channel. But Heidi Ho, thank you so much for this insane super chat. Heidi Ho says, been a great day for me. So I've been out here dropping love bombs all day. We need a lot of translations tonight. Bro, this is like a great love bomb, man. I'll take them. I'll take the love bombs. But thank you so much for this. I know you're constantly on all of these streams. So for you to send this is just very, very, very kind of you. Thank you so much to Heidi Ho. Sheldon Jackson with another generous super chat saying, Dom is a massive heel. Like, damn, he can't even speak before he gets booed out of the building. I know off camera, Ray's a proud dad. Also, the WHC, the World Heavyweight Championship tournament is dumb. Raw and SmackDown one night tourney for a Raw title at Night of Champions, just dumb. So let's talk about that now since Sheldon Jackson brought it up. So, as we knew, basically when the championship was brought in, when it was introduced by Triple H on Raw, he basically said that whatever brand Roman Reigns is not on is going to be getting the World Heavyweight Championship belt. So the second that Roman Reigns got drafted to SmackDown, we all knew that that belt would end up going to Raw. So okay, and a lot of us were figuring out, okay, how are they going to get to the Night of Champions in terms of what's this match going to be? Is it going to be a one-on-one match? Are we going to get a tournament? Are they just going to give us some names? What's going to go down? Well, we are getting, this tournament, which I'm glad because that's what I wanted, but it is a little confusing because they said that it starts this Monday, but it also continues next week on SmackDown. And so instantly you're like, but wait a minute, I thought this bout was exclusive to the talent that is over on Monday Night Raw, but now there seem to be incorporating SmackDown talent into this, which is just a little bit, already a little bit confusing considering that we just set the barriers, we just set the rules for this, draft. So Alex, like my initial reaction to this was, why not just do the entire tournament on Raw? Like, I feel like it's just, I know some people are probably like, oh, timing to get more into it. We got a 3-hour show on Raw. I'm pretty sure we can get a nice little tournament where we don't have to, already include the SmackDown talent. I don't know. What were your thoughts on this?
I was also confused. I was like, what is going on? Aren't we on Raw? We're going to SmackDown. They're hot potatoing the tournament. Like, is Roman going to show up at the arena on Monday Night Raw when they have the show on SmackDown and he's missing the show and this and that? Is he going to show up in NXT just to be in the in-between of the shows? He's not on Raw. He's not on SmackDown. He's nowhere to be found. So the tournament's not following him. He's just going to hang out in NXT. Hopefully he doesn't show up in the parking lot and not get beat up. But it's like, what's going on? Like you said, we've established the rules with the draft, and I think a lot of us were looking forward to this tournament of like, okay, Raw is going to have a championship, and now there's going to be more focus on the talent that's on Raw. And I will say the talent that's been drafted on Raw is exciting. Like, you have people like, I'm really looking forward to Shinsuke Nakamura participating in this tournament as well. And of course, we'll get to him later on the show. But yeah, it's like, what are we doing? You guys are already like, we don't know what to do with the Undisputed Championships. I don't know. Let's just make another belt. I don't know. Let's just do a tournament. Tournaments are cool these days. Let's just do it. Okay, we've only got 3 weeks. Let's just put it together. Who knows? Like, what's going on?
That's the thing. Like, I don't mind the tournament, right? Like, the tournament's exciting. And they did have the names on the Raw brand to do this tournament where I didn't feel you needed to bring SmackDown into this. And because that was like the thing Triple H said was, this is going to be the exclusive championship for Raw. Like, this is going to be their bout because Roman Reigns is not on there. So now it suddenly feels like, well, we're already just like not even like we're not the draft doesn't even, the rosters don't even take effect until May 8th, which is when it starts. So before everything's already even begun, we now already kind of, bended the rules a little bit. And that to me was a little bit, just conflicting. But hey, that's what we're doing. That's where we're at. And I have a feeling that part of the big reason that they're doing this, or just as my assumption, is just to keep like, I don't know, keep the numbers going, keep people wanting to tune in to both shows to see what's happening and what ends up happening. But I feel like you could have still, this should have been a Raw exclusive thing because that is where the belt is going to be. Dream Ninja 777 sends in a super chat saying, oop, there you go. Okay. Saying 100% Bad Bunny versus Damian Priest should main event tomorrow. Biggest music star in the world. I got tears in my eyes hearing the reaction Zelina got. Been a fan of hers since her TNA days. Dom's Heat. Wow. So here's the thing, Alex. I remember on the Raw post show, Sean asked me about this, and I was still very much on the fence this Monday going, wow, it's just kind of weird that Cody and Brock, I just feel like it's so hard for me not to have them as the main event. But I feel that after today and those reactions that we were getting for Bad Bunny and just for the entire story, entire story that they're telling here, I almost feel like this definitely has to be the main event now. To me now, like I take back my answer. It has to be Bad Bunny, Damian Priest. What do you think?
I 1000% agree. It should be Damian Priest versus Bad Bunny, like you said. Look at the press conference that happened this morning, you know? Look at how the crowd was reacting, the opening segment, the end of the main event. Like, it needs to main event. And also, again, going back to the representation for having these two talents, these two superstars, main eventing tomorrow's event, and it's extraordinary. You got to. And I also feel like there's more substance to this match than Brock versus Cody. Although, you know, Cody, I mean, he's hot right now, right? Look at the crowd anywhere he goes. It's the whoa-ohs are getting louder, you know? But I think just for this pay-per-view, we can put that story aside. We do want to see Cody finish the story, you know, get into the kingdom as well. But I mean, just you got to deliver. And I think to deliver for this show, it's already proven that this is a special weekend for Puerto Rico, and they have to main event. And I also have to agree, Dream Ninja, I also got teary-eyed to hear the reaction of Zelina Vega. I mean, she was also almost tearing up in the ring, you know? And again, for me, I have to say the representation of having a Nuyorican, a New Yorker that is Puerto Rican in that ring, coming back to the island and going after the SmackDown Women's Championship, like, it is... Again, you can't deny that reaction. You can't deny the reaction that they all got, including LWO as well. And yeah, the heat on Dom is nuclear. And I will say, a little bit of a translation, the crowd was chanting Hula Biche, and I'm not sure if I can exactly curse on this show. Can I?
You can. You definitely can. Yes.
Okay. The translation of that is dick sniffer, and that's what they were chanting. So
I love it. I love it. Dick sniffer.
They had a lot to say. Yeah, they had a lot to say. They were also chanting pendejo, which means pussy. So safe to say that Puerto Rico doesn't like Dom Mysterio at all.
But you know what? And that's the thing. Like, I freaking love the heat that he's getting. Like, it really did turn this around, Alex, because I was so not interested in Dominik Mysterio. Like, people here, they've known how I felt about Dominik, but things really did change. And the second that they changed, they got just more interesting. And now I look forward to it. I look forward to the crowd not letting him speak. I look forward to the crowd booing him out of their minds. Like, it is so entertaining. And I'm glad they were able to do this, because I really thought that it was going to be a big giant waste of time, and they really did, you know, prove us wrong there for sure. They proved me wrong for sure. Sam Pyboon sends in a super chat saying, "Hey Denise, to you, congratulations for everything. Will you do a live reaction for Backlash?" So I said that I was going to do a WrestleMania Backlash. I keep wanting to call it WrestleMania freaking Backlash.
I know, me too.
Oh God, freaking Backlash. I said I was going to do a watch along for Backlash, but only if people asked for it. And I got a couple of people that were saying like, yeah, you should do it. But I was like, I'm still on the fence. So if people actually want me to do a Backlash watch along, then I will. Tweet me, message me. It really just depends on what kind of demand I'm seeing, because here's the thing. And the only reason why I've been thinking about this a little bit too much is because I got a 3-hour show in the morning that I wake up for at 4 a.m. because I do from 6 to 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I do Busted Open. And so then after that, I usually take a nap. And then afterwards, so then I'm thinking, okay, if I do like a 3-hour watch along and I'm talking the entire time, that's another 3 hours. Then I got to do Fightful, which is going to be like another hour, an hour and a half. So I'm thinking like, man, do I want to do like 8 hours straight, or do I just want to do Busted Open and Fightful? So that's kind of why I was on the fence of whether or not I was going to do a watch along. So for those of you who are wondering what I was planning on here.
Well, you are the hardest working woman in sports entertainment. Okay, Denise, I think you need a break, but I'm going to be doing a WWE Backlash watch along. So if anyone wants to join my stream,
you're like, screw
and
it,
give Denise a break. Denise needs a break.
Denise
all
take
right,
a damn
guys.
nap. Well, either way, I'll be up by my nap by then, you know, but still, I'm still getting used to the Saturday schedules, honestly.
Well, even so, if you do, people can pull up a dual screen, me and you you for the first hour, me the second hour. I don't know. Who knows? I fully support it if you do it. But I also support you taking care of yourself, all right?
Thank you, Alex. John Deller sends in a super chat saying, almost as confusing as women's titles being contested, but none of the both stay the same. Hold on. Almost as confusing as the women's titles being contested, but both stay the same. Yeah, I know. They still haven't necessarily clarified what's going to go down with the women's championship bouts as well. So that's still another, question mark up in the air there. We got JB sends in a super chat saying, do you think WWE are underselling the significance of Bianca's title reign length? They don't make it feel like the big deal it should be, in my opinion. I don't disagree with this, Jay, because it wasn't really until WrestleMania 39 when Bianca was doing her press conference and she was talking about how she's undefeated at WrestleMania and she's been holding the belt for X amount of time. It really wasn't until then that I realized, like, hey man, this is actually something special. Like, I'm not going to compare it to Roman Reigns, right? I'm not going to compare it to Roman Reigns because there's just two different things, right? But she's kind of doing the same thing Roman is, but for the women's division, except the story isn't as built in, or the conversation isn't as there as it is with Roman Reigns. But when you think about it, I don't want to see just anybody defeat Bianca Belair. Now that she's had the belt for, I believe someone said it was over a year now, I feel like that's definitely something that they should kind of mention a little bit more.
Yeah, I think what the number was 399, so she's pushing 400 days, and I agree, that's a huge deal for her to be like the longest reigning women's champion of this modern era. They should be playing it up. Give me the video vignettes about it, hyping it up, give me that editing. I don't know, throw in the Limp Bizkit My Way song if you gotta do it.
I'm always here for the Limp Bizkit My Way, by the way. Anytime they want to throw it in on anything, I'm here for it. I fucking love that song.
So here for it. I love when people do the fan edits, hyping it up. It's just so great. I saw someone put it with the Elimination Chamber with Sammy versus Roman. Do it with Bianca versus everyone else on that roster, really. But I agree. You can't just have anyone defeat Bianca Belair. I mean, who knows what the plan is for her reign right now, but boost it up, people. Come on now.
And that's also my thing. Like, I feel, and this is something that I don't know what the fans think, so you guys let me know here in the chat, but I feel like a lot of Bianca Belair's promos, they give her some very, very generic lines. Like, she just goes out there and she kind of hits the same lines every week. We don't really get these promos that we haven't heard of before. And I feel like that is something that's kind of holding back Bianca Belair. So if they were to give her something where she's like, no, nobody's beating me, blah, blah, blah. I feel like that would definitely just add a little bit more intrigue when she's out there, cutting these promos, because for the most part, they kind of give her the same verbiage every week. And we don't really get much there in terms of who she really is. Like, I feel like we just get Bianca Belair, but Bianca Belair, how do I explain this? We get more of like the who Bianca Belair is as a product versus who Bianca Belair is as a human. And I think that's a little bit more of what I would like to see come across on her promo. So I hope that they do start to write in something new for her, because usually what they do with Bianca is just have her hit her, EST stuff. And that's kind of it. We kind of get the same thing over and over. So if she kind of hones in on this a little bit, they can probably, just make it feel more special.
Well, that's what they were doing after she won the Royal Rumble back in 2021. They had the documentary talking about her humble beginnings and how she was struggling with her mental health and her ED as well. So it's like that was a good way to establish her struggle, her journey into the main roster. But now we can elevate that. And instead of giving her like the Mad Libs promo of a baby face, like, let's push her a little bit more. Who is she as a champion now, instead of who is she for the chase of the championship,
Yes, I love that. Stephen Marchulli sends in a super chat saying, is Dom a good candidate to win the Money in the Bank with his nuclear level heat? Oh God.
Yes.
If you were to win, you say yes.
I said God. Yes.
Okay, but not like to hold the Money in the Bank, right? Like willy-nilly, no big deal. But not to defeat any champion, though, right? Like, we're not talking him actually becoming a champion here. Because if he wins the Money in the Bank, sure, fine. For shits and giggles, okay, it's not going to kill me. It's not like the Money in the Bank is the greatest thing ever, but I don't want to see Dominik become champion. I know he gets this nuclear amount of heat. I know it. Trust me, I really do. But it's too much for me to take in.
Okay, what if Dominik wins and he runs out at SummerSlam and tries to pull a Seth Rollins from WrestleMania,
and then trips and falls?
Yeah. That'd be great. Do you remember when Damian Sando was the Money in the Bank winner and he lost? Was it he lost? No. Baron Corbin lost. I don't know. It doesn't matter. I don't think Dominik is going to win if he is the Money in the Bank.
Look, if he doesn't win, I'm cool with it. Let him have him be really annoying with the Money in the Bank briefcase. I will take that. But to actually become champion, I'm gonna need to. I don't know. I'm gonna need a whole lot to really convince me on that one there. But we got Mike Parker who sends in a super chat saying, with no world title match on the show, a Bad Bunny versus Priest main event makes perfect sense. It's just like that was my initial defense about why I was going with Cody Rhodes and Brock Lesnar was because it's Cody Rhodes and Brock Lesnar. So to me, it's hard for me not to see them in the main event. But again, after tonight's crowd reaction, I would be incorrect to say that that Bad Bunny and Priest should in main event. So there you go. Darth Steven 77 sends in a super chat saying, everyone, let's request the watch along. Aw, man, everyone getting me to work extra.
Listen, if Denise is going to do a watch along, you guys better send in those super chats tomorrow. All right. Again, she's working hard.
Hold on. I'm trying to think. I know there's a meme somewhere out there. Which meme is it? Like the meme where you show up to work, but you didn't want to show up to work? There's got to be a meme out there. I'm going to show up and just be like, hey, what's up, guys? We're watching Backlash.
Do you remember that moment from the Emmys where Amy Poehler was like in a hoodie and glasses?
She's just there like yes, I was
that's gonna be you.
There's gotta be like a meme or something that I'm not thinking of right now, because that's the thing. Like my brain, and people that follow me on Twitter know this, my brain works in memes. I can apply a meme. I can't do math, Alex. I'm a horrible math person. I can't do calculations, but you know what? I can do memes. Okay, we all got our skills. Heidi Ho sends in a super chat saying Dom has to be Money in the Bank winner. The heat he's getting is amazing. Oh God, everyone's just gonna kill me by the end of this year, man.
Come on, Denise, get on the Dom train.
I mean, I support Dom. I really do. I'm a fan now. I wasn't a fan before, but the second he became Prison Dom, I really switched my feelings on that. Once they let us all in on the joke, I was like, all right, cool. I got a good sense of humor. I'm in on the joke now. I'm gonna have fun with this. And I was into everything that he's been doing with Rey Mysterio and the LWO and all of that. That's fine, but I don't want to see Dominik Mysterio as champion. It's like, God, what? Manny and Dallas sends in a super chat saying it's nice to see Latina wrestlers other than, he says it's nice to see Latino wrestlers other than Rey Mysterio positioned as baby faces. In the past, LWO would probably have been heels. All right, so first of all, with this one here, like I do love the presentation that they've been doing with the LWO. Get them more wins. Cool, but we're getting there. We're on the path now. But they're presented right now as really cool. And I think that's what's working and you got all the talent you need there. You got your freaking icon in Rey Mysterio. You got, an incredible tag team with Joaquin and Cruz del Toro. Santos, who's great as, a great singles wrestler. And Zelina just adds so much like life into the actual stable as well. So you've got a lot of different people that bring a lot of different things. All right. Yeah. And let me catch up with everybody's comments here. Sometimes I get, where the hell am I at? Okay. Wow. All right. Thank you so much to Manny and Dallas for that. Alrighty, everyone. So let's press on from here. And I hate everybody who's like, Kyle says, come on, Denise, we want Dom as champion. No.
Let's go, Kyle.
No.
Let's go.
No. I will literally just fucking die.
Okay, what if Dominik Mysterio wins the Money in the Bank and he doesn't know what to do with it, so he cashes in on Gunther and then he becomes Intercontinental
Why would he
champion?
do that? Like
I don't
it
know.
Doesn't make no sense.
He doesn't know what he's doing. I don't know.
How about this?
Maybe.
How about this? He wins the Money in the Bank briefcase. Nope, I got nothing.
What if he wins the Money in the Bank briefcase and then he goes over the year, but he still tries to keep it because he's a heel and he's trying to get the heat? I don't know. Dominik Mysterio can run the world, man.
I
He's
just want to
great. I
see him
love
lose
it.
it like in a really dumb, ridiculous way. Like you mentioned, like, oh, he ran out of time. Sorry, bro. Calendar year is up. You got to give up the Money in the Bank briefcase.
But like, how good would his promos be? Because now, like, he's really playing up to like the heel character. Like,
He's
he's
gotten better.
doing a good job. He's gotten so much better. How awesome would it be for him with that nuclear heat to just hold the briefcase above the world heavyweight champion's head, Roman Reigns' head? Like, I don't know.
I think I'd probably give up. That would probably be the day that I retire. Honestly, I'd be like, all
No.
right, peace. I'd be the SpongeBob meme. I'm out. I'm gonna head out. That's it. That's all you're gonna see. That's all you're gonna see right there, man.
So when he
Oh,
does win the Money in the Bank briefcase, are you the dog in the kitchen table? Like everything is fine and there's fire, but it's Dominik Mysterio.
all of it. All of it. Oh God. All right, guys. Let's talk about more of what happened on SmackDown. Let's get in. We've been talking a lot about the LWO. Well, what actually went down with the LWO today? Well, here's a quick recap of what went down. So, they kicked off the show, which I thought was the great way to go. They also did this really kick-ass camera angle where they did like a single shot straight forward, like you're going into the venue. It was really cool. Really liked that. I kind of hope they do that for special shows. This was a really good start to the show. But we got the LWO coming out there. They're the first ones to come out. They get a great reaction. Everyone's so happy. Zelina's face says it all. Santos is like jumping around. I mean, you can tell they're really happy and they're having a good time. This gets into, we get a little bit of, some words where Rey Mysterio is just basically happy to be representing Latinos and this and that. And the Judgment Day comes out there. They interrupt Zelina. She doesn't get her words in. So Judgment Day goes out there and Dominik, now this is mostly all in Spanish. Dominik starts off by telling Ray that he's more of a father to Zelina than he ever was to him, calls him a deadbeat. Now keep in mind, this like one sentence took a lot for him to even get out because every time he opened his mouth, the crowd would just like boo the hell out of him. Rey Mysterio tells him all you do is cry and cry and cry. And he challenges him to a rematch, to a WrestleMania rematch. He says, if you wear the pants and if Rhea Ripley lets you, then let's do this WrestleMania rematch. Instead, Rhea Ripley, like the badass that she is, she gets into Rey Mysterio's face and she basically says, how about me and you go at it? And this all then leads to a mixed tag team match that ends up being our main event. We get Rey Mysterio teaming up with Zelina to take on Rhea Ripley and Dominik Mysterio. And before we get into the Bad Bunny stuff, I want to get your thoughts, Alex, on how you felt about this match. We did see Rey Mysterio and Zelina pick up their victory, so it was a nice feel-good ending. But we'll talk about Bad Bunny separately. What'd you think of the start of the show and the main event matchup?
I think the start of the show and the main event matchup is exactly how you put on a show in Puerto Rico. Again, with the Latino representation. I loved the just Selena and overall LWO and Rey Mysterio, how proud they were to be in the ring. I do like that you are still keeping up the feud between Dom and Ray. I love that going into this paper premium live event that that the focus is around Judgment Day versus LWO all across the card, right? And also I do have to give a shout out to the set design for SmackDown.
It was
It was a
different
lot of
today.
fun, right? Yeah, I really enjoyed that. It made it feel like it was a huge event being there at SmackDown. So I really liked it. I enjoyed it. Also, I thought it was really cute that the Judgment Day was wearing Damian Priest shirts, and again keeping the connection between those feuds. But yeah, I mean, Rey Mysterio with Selena Vega against Rhea Ripley and Dominik Mysterio. The beginning of that match, Rhea Ripley went to go get the big boot. Zelina dodges, and I thought it was a good back and forth. Again, I thought it kept it fresh. You know, sometimes when they do these tag matches to, push the storyline. I feel sometimes it doesn't really push it, but with this it did, and it's setting up fantastic pay-per-view tomorrow. I'm just so excited. I cannot wait. But yeah, I think with this opening and closing segment for the show, it was good it felt like it was keeping it fresh still,
It did. It really did. I thought it tied in very nicely. And, I felt like it felt different too, where they were able to keep the momentum too, where the crowd cared just as much when the LWO first came out, and they cared just as much during the main event. And so that within itself felt pretty special. But I'm glad you also brought up the set design, because the entire show felt very different today. Like, today's SmackDown, with the camera angle, with the way that they had the venue set up, just all of it felt, again, like a very, very special edition of SmackDown, period. We got a super chat here from Mike Parker, who says, if Dom somehow wins a secondary title, he'd basically be the modern day honky tonk man, holding the title forever, bragging about but barely scraping by in the actual matches. Whomever beats him would be super over. Man, if... bring back the 24/7 championship and give it to Dom. I don't care about that championship belt. You can do whatever the hell. I know I don't want that belt back, but if we're going to give him any belt, I'd sacrifice that belt.
No, don't do
I'm
that.
sorry. I cannot see Dominik Mysterio as freaking world heavyweight champion or universal undisputed champion. No, I can't see it.
Okay, let me paint the picture for you, Denise. Dominik Mysterio. He wins the Money in the Bank. WrestleMania next year, WrestleMania 40 in Philadelphia.
And he gets his WrestleMania moment and not Cody Rhodes?
No, Cody wins, and Cody gets the moment, right? And then they tease us with the little credits on the side, but then Dom's music hits, and he comes running out to the ring, and then 1, 2... Cody kicks out, he beats the hell out of Dom, and then Cody wins. That's how I would.
Okay, as long as Cody wins. I would be okay with that. Okay, I would be okay with that. Well, you said him coming out and making the crowd think, oh, this, and that, and then Cody Rhodes just beats him. Are you kidding me? I'd laugh my ass off if that happened. That would be great. But no other scenario. No other scenario. Mike Parker, thank you so much for the super chat. Oh, man. All right. Let's go ahead and press on from here. And by the way, John Della brings up the hardcore title. That is honestly one of my favorite titles ever. So no, I would not want it on Dominik. I legitimately love that title. I remember once my uncle was going to buy it for me at Toys R Us, and they didn't have it or something. And I was so disappointed. I just always, and now that I think about it, why haven't I bought it? I'm sure, they still sell it somewhere on eBay or something. I think they sell it on WWEshop.com, I'm sure. I don't want to get the actual real belt. I want to get like a cheap little replica, like a little poor person's one. That's the one I want, and put it up
the
here.
The toy, the Target version of that belt.
Yeah, the toy. Yeah. I can't get myself to spend like hundreds and hundreds of dollars on a championship belt. Like, that's just not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen.
This one was like a birthday gift. Yeah, this one was a birthday gift. I did not spend my own money on that, but I'm very happy that
it looks marvelous. It looks marvelous. It's like the same thing. Like, well, this one here, the AEW one that I have, is a toy version, since you can tell. You can clearly tell this came from Toys R Us.
But I will say that is the best part about going to a live show are when people bring the toy belts and they're holding it up like it's the actual replica. That is just so much fun.
I know there's this thing, and chat, let us know how you guys feel about this, but I know that there's a thing where fans that take belts get made fun of by other fans, that they get made fun of for taking the championship, because it's like, what are you going to do, defend the championship belt? And I see this conversation a lot obviously with guys, since it's like the majority, but I always see this, like I always see other guys trashing other guys for taking the belts. And so it's interesting to me that that's like a thing, but I don't totally get it, but I do find it really funny though. So I'm curious here about the chat. What do you think about that? Like, do you care if people take championship belts? Do you not care? What's your thought process on this? I'm curious to see what the people have to say.
I will say I went to a house show in Madison Square Garden a few years ago, and my friend had the hemp Daniel Bryan belt, and everyone was taking a picture with the belt. So he was like stopped and was like, "Can I take a picture with your belt?" And like, it's a cool belt. It's different too. But I don't know. I think if somebody else has the money in the bank, then you have to challenge the person that brings the belt. I feel like that's like a legal obligation in the wrestling world.
We got Ender Buckley here who says, I don't care, but if they start a fight on the show and they lose the belt. Oh man, we got Heidi Ho here who says, I don't have any title belts. I'm going to order one tonight. Steven says, nope, it does not bother me unless you're holding it up and blocking my view. And then Mike says, I'm not going to trash anyone. No one's being hurt by it. Sway Day says, I always take my belt. Some people hate, but they're probably hating that they can't afford it. Many want to take pics with it though. See, but this is what I mean. Like there is a conversation around this where there are people that hate other people taking championship belts. I don't care, but I have had discussions with some of my wrestling friends and they're like, oh, that's fucking ridiculous. I'm like, I kind of see it as like, I don't know, taking a mask or something just to kind of show that you're a fan, right? Like, I don't really see the thing.
I don't think there's any harm to it. Although I will say,
Everyone says you have to defend the belt if you bring it.
Exactly. That's like wrestling law. You got to defend it. Although I will say, I've seen people with like 2 belts ordering food like
Yes,
hot dogs at the concession stand, and they don't know how to hold the food, and they're trying to hold up the belt. So,
you're like, what? Why? Why'd you do that to yourself?
Choices
That's
were
why
made.
I don't take signs. I stopped taking signs because I didn't want to hold the sign up because it's too much. It's too much to do to have to hold my sign up and then, have my phone and my food and my food and my food are most important to me. So, that's what really counts, man. All right. Well, I love this. This is from Slay Day Gaming who says, I had a kid said he wanted my belt. I told him to acknowledge me first. It's usually fun to bring it regardless. I love it though. It's funny. All right. Really quickly, there's not too much to say about this here, but we got Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson versus the Viking Raiders. Gallows and Anderson get their victory. They're new on SmackDown, so a nice start for them there on the SmackDown brand. We also get a Bianca Belair promo, and she goes out there and she basically says that no matter what, she has proven that whatever brand she's on, she's gonna show out. And she's interrupted by Damage Control, and I fucking love Bayley. Bayley comes out and she's like, you forgot that the last time you were here on this brand, I made you. And yeah, they had a phenomenal feud, Bayley and Bianca, before Bayley's injury, where they, had a really great lengthy feud there. I really enjoyed that. So, she kind of mentions that a little bit. And then she says that, hey, Io is going to defeat her for the belt and that she and Dakota are going to go after Liv and Raquel for those championship belts. We are going to be seeing that tag team match next week on SmackDown for the championship belts. Afterwards, they go in there, they go after Bianca, and since she's outnumbered, Liv and Raquel come out and join and basically help Bianca Belair during that beatdown. So I liked this. I thought it was a lot of fun. What'd you think of what Bianca and Bayley had to say here?
I have to point out Bailey still picking on Michael Cole is my favorite thing in the world. I hope it just carries on. And even Michael Cole on commentary is like, good to see you too, Bailey. Like, it's just so much fun. But yeah, I love Damage Control. I love Bayley. I love whenever she's on the mic as well. But again, going back to what we were saying before, I want a little bit more for Bianca Belair, especially with her promo coming out. And it was great for her to acknowledge the UK crowd and now the Puerto Rico crowd. And she does show up and show out. There's no lie in that. And again, setting up that she is the longest reigning women's champion, great as well. But I think this is going to be a fun match. It's a pretty good setup. It's a simple setup, but this was a fun segment. And there was a moment where Bianca and Io had a stare down, and I'm not too sure if it was both Dakota and Bayley or if it was just one or the other, but they pushed Bianca into Io Sky, and I thought maybe there was going to be some tension between Io and Damage Control, but it doesn't seem like that's the case. But this was a fun, simple segment, and you truly love to see it. Also, the fashion in the segment, just so amazing. I love it.
That's true. My favorite was the all blue Bianca look, the whole blue that she had with the blue lips and everything. Ooh, I love that.
So
But
good.
I also want to mention is that I do feel now I do not believe that Io is going to defeat her, but let's say if she did, I feel like Bailey seems like the type of person that would be incredibly jealous about it. And that within itself would cause a rift in between the damage control because she's the leader. She's the one that, likes all the power and to be in charge. And for her not to be the main champion, I think that would be some cause for concern for Bailey there. But we got a super chat here from Alan Jeanette. Thank you so much to Alan, who says, ladies, love the show. I feel like my hand would comically engulf the AEW toy bout. How heavy is that SmackDown belt? I thought you were going to say how heavy was the AEW belt because it ain't heavy. Actually, you know what? I don't even think I can. Hold on. It's because I had it glued to something. It's so tiny. Look. Look at this.
It's bigger than your head.
My head is bigger. Let me see what's still. Hold on. Let me see. It's so cute, though. Does it cover my whole face?
Very heavy. It does cover your whole face. Or it doesn't cover your top bun.
Okay. So it's as big as my face.
I mean, this is really heavy. And it still has the buttons, too. I think it's bigger than my face.
Oh, it's way bigger. It's good quality stuff, man.
It's very heavy, though.
Oh, I'm gonna struggle to put this back. I'll put this back later. I love it. I love the colors too. It looks really nice. You know what? I hope maybe someday I'll get. It's so plastically too, but I would like to get a real championship belt, I guess, because now I'm starting to feel bad about my toy version.
Don't feel bad about your toy version. What do you mean? You can
I just feel terrible. After I saw yours, I was like, "Fuck, that looks really great."
It's great. Actually, okay. So, fun fact. My ex-boyfriend got me this title first, and one of the gems was missing, like way back, like 2017 or 18, and one of the gems was missing, so we had to send it back because he spent so much money. But he never reordered it, and then we broke up, and then a friend of mine got me this. So
wait, so you never got it back from the ex?
No, they never sent it back to him. He was handling it, but also he probably didn't know what he was doing. That's the reason why we broke up. But they never sent it back. They never sent an email back or anything. But it was 2 missing gems, but they come with extra gems, but they didn't fit for some reason. I don't know. Factory malfunction, not too sure. But I have my belt and I'm out of that relationship. That's what counts.
I feel like everyone here might have a story of a wrestling item that they still have from an ex because it was gifted to them. I have one here, by the way. I have one too, and I couldn't get rid of it, but I had an ex who bought me the I'm not gonna get it because it's all the way over there, but I had an ex who bought me the second Chris Jericho book. And so I'm not going to give that away because, it's signed and everything. So I'm like, no, but it is kind of weird when I think about it, though.
It's
I don't really think about it, though.
I guess a consolation prize of endearing that relationship.
The relationship did not work out, but thank you so much for the book.
Yeah, thank you so much. Have a good day. Bye.
So my husband, really quickly, he was back in the day was dating this girl that he was going to break up with her. Okay, this is a story he told me. Okay, he was going to break up with this girl, but apparently he found out that this girl was going to gift him the Ric Flair DVD for his birthday. So he waited until his birthday. He got the DVD, and then he broke up with her the week after. I was like, that's so mean. Also, I don't care because it's not me.
Yeah, it's not you. It is mean, but you got to do what you got to do, I guess.
Though. Guys are terrible. I'm sure there's a bunch of guys here that have been like, love, I would have known she was going to buy me a DVD. So I ain't going to break up with her either.
Oh, gosh. Listen, as long as it's not you, growth is always a good thing. We move on.
I don't think I've ever done that to anybody, but I didn't know anything that they were going to get me, so I can't even say.
I don't think I've ever done that to anybody. Is it a guy thing? Maybe it's a guy thing.
It's probably a guy thing. Bear Hudson sends in a super chat saying, to watch a show that featured Latino culture and watch how both of you have grown, it truly is amazing to see. Both of you are inspiration to everyone. Thank you so much, Bear Hudson. That's very nice of you to say.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Oh, man, I'm reading the comments and everyone's laughing. Hold on, let me read some of these comments here. Everyone's like, damn. Will says that's a smart business decision. I respect it. Joey Corella says that's the real ultimate opportunity. Okay. John Teller says, very smart guy. Good pick. Denise Lawrence says, gotta get that DVD. Andrew says, bet you two are the types to steal hoodies. Shame on you. Oh, I steal everything. I don't even care.
Oh, I've got like 6 hoodies from 7 different exes, like ex-girlfriends and ex-boyfriends. I got a whole bunch of hoodies. I don't think I've ever paid for a hoodie in the last like almost 10 years, all right? I got a lot of hoodies. I got some good ones too.
You're like, this is Bob. This from 3 months ago.
Yeah. That was a 6-month stunt.
God.
Oh my God, can't believe about that. This one's from Rebecca. I mean, I was cold one night after a concert. This one's from Jimmy. We don't speak of Jimmy, but that's a good one too.
Oh my God, that's fucking hilarious. No, I feel like once you move in with your partner, well, I mean, I don't know, because I get this, it depends. But like me, I don't care. Like I'll wear anything because it just, to me, men's clothes is a lot more comfortable. Because women's clothes, I mean, look at this shirt. It's so tight on me.
Yeah.
It's terribly annoying. I put on a guy's shirt and I'm like, I'm free. I can breathe. I can enjoy myself.
And if it's a size up, oh, forget it. It's a luxury to get like a shirt that's like a dress on you, Yeah,
exactly.
If you have a significant other that has a problem with you wearing ex's clothes, they're just clothes, all right?
No, I would die. Like, no. I would die if like my husband had like something from his ex. I would be like, fuck no, throw that shit away. Like it's done. No.
What
like
if
I would not be okay with that.
Okay, what if it's like a Gucci hoodie?
I don't care what it is. I would be like, throw that shit out. I don't care if it costed thousands of dollars. Sell it, get rid of it. I don't care. Like, I'm that person that's like, you can't have anything from your ex, but don't tell him I still got the book from
Husband, I hope you're not watching this right now.
Oh, no, he's not watching this right now. Christian Ramos, that's why I'm letting out all the tea. Christian Ramos sends in a super chat saying, took both WWE bouts to Boston. Fashion is painful. They say beauty is pain. That's what they say. Yeah. I guess throw in fashion on that one too, Christian. Thank you so much. Oh, man. Jared says, I love this girl talk. I don't usually see this on a wrestling recap show. I feel like guys are probably sitting down right now going, okay, notes taken.
If you guys want some advice, listen, we may be the people to go to for that.
It's definitely true. True.
We're really putting out some girl codes on this show.
I love it. All right. Let's see. Let's get into, we ended up getting Street Profits versus Imperium. And this one was a fun one, but it was very brief. We got some nice, good moments. I thought Giovanni Vinci looked pretty good in this. He goes in there. He hits a moonsault on Montez Ford. He had a nice splash at the top of this match, but Street Profits get the win rather quickly with Montez hitting his frog splash. Any additional thoughts on this one?
I wanted a little bit more for Imperium, but again, since the draft is starting on Monday, I'm going to hold off on how I feel about which tag teams are being treated and what not to. But good on Street Profits for winning. They came out, they were pretty hot, just interacting with the crowd and everything. But I wanted a little bit more from Imperium tonight.
I think so too. They deserve it. They really do. Christopher Marino sends in a super chat saying, your guys' chemistry together is awesome. How do we make this a regular thing? Because this has been super entertaining and a funny show. Thank you so much, Christopher. I appreciate that. I really, really do. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We're just going with the flow.
Yeah, I'm having a lot of fun. So.
I feel like we should just do a show where we just talk about like love and relationships.
Oh, God, that'll be a 2-3 hour show if you guys want that.
Need some fun stuff. Oh, man. We got a funny one here from George, who's a YouTube member here. He says, what's a DVD? Yeah, I don't have DVDs, by the way, and I don't got a DVD player. I always do the All Elite Crate unboxing videos, and I get a DVD in each one of those. I've never been able to watch any of them because I don't have a DVD player, and I don't have one on my computer or my laptop either. It didn't come with it.
Yeah, they don't make them anymore. Like, they don't make laptops or Mac. I have a Mac. They don't make them where you can just insert the disc. Like,
no.
Oh, man, I feel old. I
Honestly,
think I think like the last DVD I watched was it was a Blu-ray, so it was on a PlayStation. Like, does that count? I
no idea.
guess.
No
Listen,
idea.
I still have my WrestleMania 10 VHS tape, and they don't even make VHS players anymore, so we're getting there.
I'm sure there's like a thing though, right? Isn't there like a thing where you can like transfer a VHS into a DVD?
I
Like the
think
footage?
so. I think there is where you yeah. I think it's like a little machine where you have the VHS slot and then the DVD slot, I believe. But then how do you transfer the DVD onto the computer if there's no DVD CD-ROM?
I think you'd
Oh
probably have
gosh.
to get like something that you like I'm sure they have something online where you put the DVD. I have see people are saying you can do it. I just don't know
Okay, you
how. I'm not
can.
tech savvy, but okay, here we go. This is what I was thinking of. CC Funk says you can get a USB DVD player and then put that in your
Oh,
computer, take the file, and then I don't know, upload it to YouTube. Oh
I
god, it's
know.
just too much work. All right.
I mean, God forbid we got into floppy disks.
Oh my god. You know, I actually know how to use a floppy disk. I'm still made it on time to use floppy disk back in school. But let's talk about Cody Rhodes and Brock Lesnar because Cody Rhodes coming out here, busting out some of his Spanish. This was honestly, I thought they hyped this up a whole lot for it to be kind of, didn't really feel like that big of a deal. Cody Rhodes just comes out there and says that Brock Lesnar never said why he picked this fight with him and that he's gonna beat the reason out of him at Backlash. This was okay, but I think the way that they promoted it, I was kind of expecting just a little bit more here. And for some reason, I thought Brock Lesnar was going to be there. That was probably just me misreading
No.
things.
No. I thought so too. And also the crowd was chanting for Brock
Right?
Lesnar as
He made
well.
it seem like he
Yeah.
was going to be there. And I thought maybe I just misunderstood.
No, I thought that he was going to show up as well. It seemed like it was a cute short segment to set it up. You had to have Cody out there, right, to help promote that match, but I thought maybe Brock Lesnar was going to come out and have a showdown with Cody or something, but I don't know, maybe he'll show up in a tractor tomorrow, who knows? But yeah, I thought something was going to happen, but again, Cody is a really good talker. He knows how to sell a match of his, and it should be a good one. It was a nice little segment.
And we got Shinsuke Nakamura versus Karrion Kross. And let me tell you guys, for those of you who have been tuning into my SmackDown review shows, it hasn't been going too great for Karrion Kross. This is actually probably the best we've seen for Kross on the main roster. This was not a bad match with him and Shinsuke Nakamura. I didn't hate it whatsoever. But Shinsuke Nakamura gets the win here. And I'm thinking to myself, what is next for Kross? Things seem very, very bland right now for him. I know that with the new roster and new names, there's going to be some stuff to mix it in there with him. But what did you think of this? And is there anything that you hope we get to see from Karrion Kross?
I hope Karrion Kross gets a bit of a push, gets a little bit of something. Maybe moving forward to the tournament. Who knows what's actually going to happen with the tournament going from Raw and SmackDown. But this was a good match for Shinsuke to keep him hot for the tournament as well. I mean, it was so refreshing to hear that crowd, going so hot for Shinsuke's theme song. I feel like it's been a while since we'd heard that as well. But again, going to Karrion Kross, I mean, like, how do you push him? Like, what is next for him, right? Because when he came back to WWE, it was an exciting thing. It was like, oh, okay, now he has a fresh start. He doesn't have that mask and costume that he was wearing before, but I like the presentation with him and Scarlett. So it seems like they're dropping the ball with Karrion Kross as well. But I do like that on commentary, Michael Cole was, pushing out that Karrion Kross is Puerto Rican and his dad grew up in Old San Juan as well. So that's really cool. I felt like going into SmackDown, we could have played into that a little
Yeah,
bit
because
more.
I didn't know that at all. At all.
Yeah.
Like, I had no idea.
I had no idea until like a year ago or something, or when he did come back.
I had no idea until tonight. Literally, tonight was like the day I learned this information.
Yeah, but you could have. There's so much to play with, especially if he's not going to be on Backlash, fine. But like, the Go Home show and on SmackDown, it could have been a little bit more. But yeah, I don't know. I think it might be it's hard to tell where he's gonna go, but he do something with him, do something with Cross.
Well, someone that I'm looking forward for them to do something with, it is Cameron Grimes, who's officially been called up to the main roster. He's part of SmackDown, and we got to see him here tonight. He was talking with Adam Pearce, and Pearce was pretty much, welcoming him. I can't even talk anymore. Welcoming him. I can't talk.
Welcoming him. I got you, girl.
Into
I got
SmackDown.
you.
He's here on SmackDown. We're hoping he gets pushed to the moon. And he's there talking to him, and Baron Corbin comes in there, and they end up kind of beefing back and forth about, whether who got picked, who didn't get picked. And so they're throwing shots at one another. And now we're going to see this match taking place next week on SmackDown. We're going to see Cameron Grimes versus Baron Corbin. And let me tell you, I'm actually looking forward to this because we had, broke ass Corbin. We had Rich Corbin, but we also had the same thing with Cameron Grimes. When he was doing his whole thing on NXT where he had invested in stocks and became a millionaire and this and that. So I kind of find it a little funny that now they're both, that's the first feud for him here on SmackDown. And I think that Cameron Grimes is so good at the personality stuff. And I do think that Baron Corbin, when they give him something good, he can work with it. So I think that they can both kind of meet each other halfway here. And I think we can get something good out of this. So this is one of those rare Baron Corbin programs that I'm actually have some hopes for.
I would agree with you. I think both of them are team players with anything that they're given. So again, I'm happy to see that Baron is coming out and having something to do, even if it's a backstage segment after that reaction. I thought he was going to come out with a beret that he might have picked up in Paris. I'm disappointed to not see it, but hopefully we get it soon. Who knows, really? But they're already utilizing the NXT talent that were drafted to the main roster. So it feels like, this is something new for Corbin, but I'm also looking forward to seeing how Cameron Grimes interacts with the entire main roster moving forward.
Good stuff. All right, guys. So we got still so much more to get into. We're going to get into our Backlash predictions in just a second. But before we do, I want to take a second and put over our awesome sponsors, WrestleRumble.com. So you guys know the drill, man. We love to predict here. We love to try and see if we can predict what's going to happen on these shows, And can you imagine if you predicted, got some points, and ended up winning some actual cold hard cash? Well, you can actually do that if you guys head over to WrestleRumble.com. You purchase an entry, you get a form, you answer all of the questions that they give you, and whoever gets the most points at the end of the night will end up taking home some real money. We got it. Fourth place takes home a mystery prize, second and third place $100, and first place $1,000. That is some seriously good money. You never know, it can be you, and it just adds a little extra fun to your Backlash viewing. So check out WrestleRumble.com, enter the Backlash Pick'em contest. It closes right as the pay-per-view starts, so make sure you guys join there. WrestleRumble.com. The link is in the description box below. Alrighty, let's press on from here. It is time, Alex, for our WrestleMania Backlash predictions. Backlash predictions. They're killing me here. They're killing me with fucking WrestleMania Backlash, not WrestleMania Backlash.
It was so hard to get used to WrestleMania Backlash that we've imprinted it into our mind.
Events, they're killing me.
Hey, you're doing good, though. You're doing good.
I bet you tomorrow, if I do this watch long, I'm going to keep calling it WrestleMania Backlash. This is going to happen a couple more times.
You know what? If you do, I hope everyone sends a super chat, at least being like, Denise, it's Backlash or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like there in the tongue, I feel like I have to say it. But oh man. All right, let's get into our predictions here. And so we're going to go from the bottom to the top. So let's go. Seth freaking Rollins versus Omos, a match that no one saw coming, but we're getting it. This is such a hard one, Alex. This is such a hard one. Who are you going to pick?
I mean, Denise, story of the year. The buildup to this match has been intense. Everyone has been just on the edge of their seats as to whether or not Seth Rollins is going to win. Omos is going to win. I mean, I'm kidding, of course. This will be a quick match, I don't know. It's why did they just throw darts onto the wall and they're like, oh well, that's the match, book it, Dano, like what's going on here, you know? But
Exactly what it feels like.
yeah, that's exactly what it feels like. And sometimes, like, you know, Omos has a good moment and then he has a good match and then nothing and then something and then nothing, you know? And I think, unfortunately for him, this match may be, you know, I think Seth Rollins is going to win. Do you have Seth Rollins lose at Backlash? I was about to say WrestleMania Backlash. Oh my God.
I'm going to mess everybody up. Anybody who watches this show tomorrow is going to be like, all right, well, I got to tune in at, I don't know, 4:00 to watch WrestleMania Backlash.
Yeah, everyone should be playing a drinking game while they're listening
Every time.
to this. Take a shot.
She said WrestleMania Backlash. I don't even drink, Alex. I don't even drink. Take a shot of whatever. Some water, some Coke. I don't know.
Dr. Pepper,
Capri
who knows?
Oh, God, it's going to kill me.
Oh, my gosh. Okay.
All right. So I think we're all in agreement here. It's definitely going to be Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
And if it's not, come on, what are we doing here? David Kaplan sends in a super chat saying, hi, Denise, congrats again on your accomplishment. You really deserve it. So do you foresee Austin Theory and Grayson Waller will have a feud? Thanks. I kind of hope so. I really do hope so, because we mentioned that they have similarities in their personalities and they can both get under people's skin. And it's almost like who can outdo the other one. I would not hate to see it. I kind of hope we do get some sort of program with them in the foreseeable future. Thoughts, Alex?
Between Austin Theory and Grayson Waller, I mean, that would be a fun feud on the mic alone, right?
Yep.
Like, it would be a lot of fun. I would love to see it. And I also, like, if they decide to work together, that'd be fun too.
Yeah, I would like that too. That would either one, as opponents or as friends, it could work. Helen Jeanette said, I was thinking drinking game too. Oh my God. So just tune in tomorrow for the watch along so everyone can get drunk or just like really, really not thirsty. Okay. So here we go. United States champion Austin Theory is defending his championship belt against Bobby Lashley and Bronson Reed in a triple threat match. Do you think there's any chance that we're actually going to see Austin Theory drop the title?
No, I don't think Austin Theory is going to drop the title for this match. I think that they have more plans for Bobby Lashley outside of the US title. So, yeah, I think that Austin Theory is going to win this one, but I am hoping that they at least maybe establish something with Bronson Reed. I'm sure he's going to have some really great moments throughout this match, but I'm hoping that maybe there's something that moves forward between Austin Theory and Bronson Reed. It's been rumored that maybe possibly Bobby Lashley will have something with Roman, or maybe even in the tournament. I don't even know what's happening in the tournament with Raw and SmackDown. Who knows? But yeah, Austin Theory is probably going to retain.
And I agree. I do think it's going to be Austin Theory as well. But you know what I would really like? If they surprised me and just gave it to Bronson Reed. I would like to be surprised in that manner, but I don't think it's going to happen. So I too go with Austin Theory. We have the Raw Women's Champion Bianca Belair defending against Io Sky. A lot of these matches feel pretty straightforward. Like, I can't see Bianca Belair losing here either. Do you think that there's a chance it'll happen?
No. I don't think Bianca, especially after she mentioned that she's tied for the longest reigning women's champion. I don't see Bianca losing the Raw Women's Championship, but I am looking forward to this match and the chemistry between Bianca Belair and Io Sky. I think that Bianca really adapts to other people's style in the ring. And although Asuka and Io Sky are two completely different competitors, they do have that Joshi style. And it's been great to see Bianca the match at WrestleMania between Bianca and Asuka was so good. So I'm really looking forward to this, the athleticism that's going into this match with Bianca and the high flying that Io Sky is going to bring to this match. It's going to be fun. But yeah, Bianca Belair is going to win for sure.
I feel the same way. So far, we're pretty straightforward with who our picks here are. But we got another one, and this is going to be Matt Riddle, Kevin Owens, and Sami Zayn taking on the Bloodline. I feel like the bloodline with their continuing, downfall, and all these guys are going to be on separate rosters. I feel like this has to be a win for KO, Sammy, and Riddle. I can't see it going another direction. Do you think the bloodline gets this one, or are you in agreement?
I think the bloodline might get this
Oh,
one. I do, because
why?
I think that um there needs to be, well, first of all, I love how much they're teasing something with Solo and the Usos. So it'll
We
be
got some
fascinating to
predictions.
see
People
it.
are thinking that Solo might turn on the Usos here.
Yeah, I think maybe they will turn, maybe something will play out at the end of the match, but it's, you know, before WrestleMania, I was going to say WrestleMania Backlash again, Denise.
I'm sorry.
It's not your fault. It's not your fault. It's WWE. All right. Why did we even have WrestleMania Backlash? Anyways, but the back and forth between Sammy and Kevin Owens with the Usos has just been very like an infinity circle. It's just going around and around. It's kind of the same thing between them, where, you know, the Usos are saying like, Kevin's gonna turn on you, you can't trust him, and Sammy's like, be my friend again, kind of, sort of, a little bit. But yeah, I think the Usos probably need this a little bit more just to push the story just a bit further. But I think something is rumbling with Solo and the Usos. And I liked even on Monday Night Raw how Jay wanted to talk to Solo by himself, but Paul Heyman came in and was just like, no, you know, Tribal Chief loves you. They love you. And it reminds me of how us, like, cults don't let cult members talk to each other. And so that's what it comes off for me, where Paul Heyman is trying to keep the peace and make sure that everyone's on the same board, but that they don't communicate with each other about how they feel in the bloodline and losing the tag titles, and how, like, Solo has always been on the Roman side, but the Usos have kind of been missing in action. So I like that, and I think we can play that up a little bit more during this match.
I love that you mention it like a cult, because I just watched the Waco documentary on Netflix with David Koresh and all of that. Oh my God. And my brain went immediately to that. And I was just, the second you mentioned it, I was like, oh my God, I'm like thinking of this documentary that I watched. A very interesting one. For those of you who haven't seen it, I would definitely check it out on Netflix. I think it's on Netflix. It's on Netflix?
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
It's on
I
Netflix,
watched
right?
it.
Okay.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really good one. Anyways, SmackDown Women's Champion Rhea Ripley defending against Zelina Vega. Zelina Vega, she's getting so much attention, obviously, with it being in Puerto Rico. Do you think that there's a chance that the belt changes hands? I don't think so, but I know that you can never say never, right? What do you think?
I don't think so. I love Zelina. It would be a moment, but I don't think the titles are going to change hands. I think Mommy is going to retain. And I mean, there's no doubt that there's going to be this is going to be an emotional match. Zelina Vega was already emotional during SmackDown tonight. So, you know, I don't see her winning. She is the underdog going into this title, or into this match, and I do really like that Rey Mysterio is in her corner. Although, you know, with the affiliation with LWO, Rey Mysterio has always been the underdog in his career. So I like that element that they're adding with Zelina Vega being the underdog in this match as well. But Mommy's gonna win it.
And I think the moment within itself is just the fact that, she's having this match. It's such a high profile matchup with this big opponent for the title. I feel like that within itself is the moment where she's not going to be like looking back at, this isn't going to be a Sami Zayn Roman Reigns situation by any means, nowhere near that. So I feel like the moment itself is her even having this matchup here against Rhea Ripley in Puerto Rico. So yeah, definitely Rhea Ripley for the win here. Let's go with Cody Rhodes and Brock Lesnar. It has to be Cody, right? Or am I wrong here?
Okay. It has to be Cody, right? Because you have to save a little bit of the momentum that he possibly lost. I don't think that he did lose momentum after losing at WrestleMania, but
oh no, Alex, we're in disagreement. We're in disagreement.
No. But I think Cody should win. However, to add a little bit of a wrench into the gears, maybe Brock Lesnar wins, and it's like a little bit of a bump on the road for Cody into the
He's got too many bumps on
kingdom.
that road already, Alex.
I don't know.
We got to get the freaking cement fixed around here.
I don't know. I mean, he said that Brock was this looming figure to the pearly white gates into the kingdom, and he wants to finish the story. But he's on Raw. Roman's on SmackDown. When are you going to finish the story? You might do it next year at WrestleMania, but what do we do by now? I want them to break Cody down. I want them to break Cody down, and then he comes back and he gets the major win. I don't know. I would be happy either way. I mean, I'd be happy if Cody wins. I'd be all right if Brock wins, but do you give Cody a little bit more of a challenge? He's like scraping to the end of the road to finish the story. What do you think?
I'm just like, for me, when Cody Rhodes lost at WrestleMania, I remember standing there and just going, fuck, they really did this. They really just did this right now. And I remember just standing there looking around at the entire venue, and I was in shock. I was in complete and utter shock. And some people are like, that's a good thing. I was just sitting there going, they really did this to Cody? This is horrible. Like, I wasn't seeing the good in it, and I still have not seen the good in it. And so I don't want to see Cody Rhodes take another L right now. Like, come on now. I know everybody's talking about adversity and this and that and this and that. Dude, give me a reason here to root for Cody Rhodes, man. I hope that Cody Rhodes comes out strong in this one here against Brock Lesnar. I don't want to see Brock Lesnar defeat Cody Rhodes. We got Bad Bunny versus Damian Priest, which could maybe possibly be the main event. I don't know. We'll see. In a San Juan street fight, I'm really looking forward to this. Honestly, I'm looking forward to seeing just like what the interaction is going to be like, how the crowd's going to be like invested in everything based on the preview that we got here tonight. I love Bad Bunny using his kendo stick because he really just freaking goes for it. And I feel like he's just going to be this madman going to town on Damian Priest. So I'm looking forward to this match. And clearly it has to be Bad Bunny that gets the win here.
Yeah. Bad Bunny is going to win. First of all, this match has to main event. It has to main event. I do
okay, hold on. What if Bad Bunny
loses?
Are people going to be like, he didn't get to have his moment? You know what? If Bad Bunny loses here, all those people that were saying that, they didn't care that Cody Rhodes didn't get his moment are going to be like, damn, Bad Bunny didn't get his moment. I want to see Bad Bunny get his moment here. All right, I'm done. I'm not going to talk about Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns anymore. I'm done. All right. Continue on. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, this is your show. It's fine. But listen, maybe Cody loses and then you send the crowd home happy by having Bad Bunny win. I don't know. I'm not going to rain on that parade. Maybe Cody does win, no more adversity. Who knows? But Bad Bunny, Damian Priest, San Juan street fight. I will say, my mom is really looking forward to this fight. She is like, they're going to fight on the street. They're going to fight on the street. They're going to fight in Old San Juan. And she's convinced that they're starting the match outside of the arena. And I don't have the heart to tell her, like, I don't know if that's going to happen. But if my mom predicts that, let's bring her on to the show because she probably has other great predictions
I was
as
gonna
well.
say, you know what? I kind of like that your mom mentioned this because, I mean, think about it. They did start the show off differently today, but then at the same time, it's like, unless they do something silly, where they do like a pre-tape, I don't know. Like we're
Maybe. I mean, you could do like a pre-tape starting out on the streets or the parking lot or maybe the gas station that Bad Bunny was performing at that one night when he was shooting his music video. I mean, that would be fun to start it out in the actual streets of Puerto Rico and then
It
moving it
would, but it
to
would be fun for us though, not for the live
yes.
audience there though. So it'd be
Yeah.
kind of fucked up for the live audience. So for that reason, I'm kind of like, you know, you want to see the pop, you want to see the reaction. Like for us, the TV viewers, great, right? It's not going to make too much of a difference for us, but I feel bad for your mom. She's going to be waiting for them to go out on the streets.
I'm trying to tell her, I was like, Mommy, I don't think that they're gonna start in the street. She's like, yes, it's in the street. They said street fight in the name, mija. It's gonna be on the street. And I like just don't have the heart to tell her to tell her that. Listen, my mom, Sheila, just found out that Damian Priest wrestled in the Indies. She called me yesterday and she was like, oh my God, I was reading up about Damian Priest. Did you know that he used to wrestle for $8 and a hot dog? And I was like,
oh, your poor mom has no idea how cute.
Yeah, I was like, no, Mom, I didn't know that. Tell me more. She was just going on.
Was your mom a wrestling fan?
I grew up a huge wrestling fan. I had two older brothers. They were putting me in pile drivers like in the 90s. My family, that's her, her uncle or her brothers and her cousins, used to watch wrestling all the time. Like I was mentioning earlier on the show, driving down from the mountains. But I think she's a fan by association. She really loves Stone Cold Steve Austin back in the 90s because she was like, I like his bald head. And my dad is bald. And my dad looks like Goldberg. So it all checks out.
I'm dying. Because my grandma calls Stone Cold, because she doesn't know Stone Cold. Like she knows Stone Cold, but she doesn't know him by name. She calls him El Pelon. She calls him El Pelón. And you know what she calls The Rock?
El Moreno. The Rock?
She's always El Pelón y El Moreno.
Peloni 316. We need those shirts.
Yeah, we need those shirts. Yeah, I mean, she knows, and now more so with The Rock, she knows him more by his name a little bit more, but she's mostly calls him El Moreno, but she knows him now because of the movies, and she watches all of The Rock's movies. But like my mom, she's not a wrestling fan. She sees it, she's like, oh, that's nice, Denise, and that's it.
See, my mom doesn't like my mom. Well, my mom actually met Roman Reigns the weekend of.
Did she fall in love? Was she like googly-eyed?
She was already in love, but but when she sees him on TV, she's like, "That's my best friend," and it's so cute. Like they took a picture with each other and everything. But I mean, she's a fan by association. We grew up as wrestling fans, So like, she brought us the bootleg shirts from Fordham Road that people were like selling out in the street and everything. So like she knows about wrestling, but she didn't know anything about Damian Priest. And I was telling her of like, yeah, he was.
Did she have the hots for Damian Priest? Is that why she was Googling him?
No, she was just Googling him because she wants to cheer for both of them. Like she's always rooting for anyone Latino, but especially Boricua as well. But yeah, she was searching up Damian Priest, and then she was telling me about Bad Bunny and how he was a bag boy at a grocery store in Puerto Rico, and that was how he started off. And then he started his music career, and then it just launched off. And now
I know that your mom's teaching me things.
My mom's teaching me things too. I'm like, do you want a wrestling podcast? Come
Seriously?
through, Sheila.
She needs to be the next guest.
Yeah, I know. But like she was like, they are absolutely starting in the street. It is in the name. And I'm like, again, I don't have the heart to tell her like, Mom, I don't think that's gonna happen. A street fight is just that they have no rules and they could like put each other through the tables. Like she was devastated to see that Damian Priest put Bad Bunny through a table, but then she was so hyped when he came out with the kendo stick, and I can only imagine how she reacted tonight with him coming out. And I like set up Peacock for her. She called me and she was like, "Can you set up the Peacock for me?" And it took me back to when I was on the Ultimate shows and she didn't ask me to set up the Peacock for my appearances, but she asks me to set up the Peacock for Bad Bunny's appearances. So my mom is a huge Bad Bunny fan.
But that's like, isn't that like the point too? Like why they brought him in to get these people, like people that are, fans of Bad Bunny to watch the product. Like, isn't that the whole thing of why you would bring a celebrity in? Like, if, yeah, I mean, if freaking, I don't watch NASCAR. If fucking Taylor Swift was going to show up to race a car, my ass would be tuning into NASCAR.
Exactly. Exactly.
I don't know. Sean Garner sends in a super chat saying, what happens with the SmackDown title when Rhea is going to Raw and she can't take it with her? I have no idea. They haven't actually said anything about this just yet. This has been like one of those, big questions. Andy Loudner sends in a super chat saying, I love you, Denise. I had cancer when I was 13 months old with only 30% chance of living, but I think you should do a watch along, and you are hardworking women, but either way, I support you. First of all, Andy, thank you so much for coming on here and sharing the story about something that you went through. I can't even imagine what it would be like to go through that. But the fact that you're living your life, man, I'm so happy for you. Thank you so much for the love and for spreading this positivity. Thank you so much, Andy.
Thank you.
Okay, and I'm catching up with all of the comments here. Everybody's laughing about El Pelon and everything. El Pelon y el Moreno. Oh man, I love it. Andrew says Taylor Swift would probably be a great NASCAR driver. Who the hell knows? I have no idea. All right.
I mean, she would, right? Because she perform like 40 songs?
She's actually been kind of known for not being a great driver. So I'm going to say no, because she actually, when she, and this is actually a funny story, when she did an interview for Rolling Stone, and how the journalists go and they spend some time with the artist and they do like a full feature. So 2 times that the journalist for Rolling Stone did that feature with Taylor, she was driving in her car and she crashed 2 times. So she's not a great driver. She's not. So the fans know she's not necessarily the greatest driver.
What?
Yeah, I know. Don't worry. I'm full of fun Taylor Swift facts. Like, you can ask me, is she a good driver? Well, here we go. We got a story here.
But one time is okay, sure. 2 times?
I know.
Oh my goodness. I would understand if maybe the paparazzi was following her, but girl, you're just driving to Target or something. What's going on?
She was just driving. Joey Grella says Denise and Taylor Swift is Alex's mom to Bad Bunny, for reals.
I mean, yeah, dude. I'm pretty sure she ordered the Bad Bunny shirts from WWE shop. So
that's the point, though. That's great. I love it. I love that. That's even a thing, I do. Okay, well, we are coming down to the ending of the show. But before I go, I do got a quick couple of announcements, because next week is actually going to be this pretty insane week for me. I usually go live immediately after the shows. However, next week, it's going to be an entirely different schedule just for next week. Tuesday night, I will be going live to talk about NXT. Wednesday morning, and then AEW, I'm going to be talking about AEW Thursday night. So I'm sorry for those 2 changes, guys, but I got some approvals and some things that I got approved to attend, and I really want to do those things. So for NXT and for AEW, I will be live the following morning instead to do the post shows. And then on Friday, I will not be here this coming Friday, because I will also be at Up Next Fighting for that, and they pay me good money, so I'm definitely going to be there. And then I will be back for everything else, like my normal schedule, immediately the week after. So just a heads up that next week is going to look a little bit different here on this channel, but regardless, you will be getting your NXT post show and your AEW post show as normal. The following day, but still, you'll still be getting those post shows. All righty, everyone. But before we go, Alex, you were a phenomenal guest here today. Thank you so much for taking the time to come on here and do this show. And I know you're in New York, so it's a lot later for you. So I really appreciate that. Please let the people know where they can support you, where they can watch you, and all of that good stuff.
Yeah, so I am doing a Backlash watch along tomorrow. So give Denise a break. She deserves to sleep in. But either way, I am going to be doing a watch along. So if you want to come join me, that's youtube.com/Queen of the Ring Wrestling. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram, Queen of the Ring as well. I do have a Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Queen of the Ring, if you want to join me there Wednesdays and Thursday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern. And also, if you've ever wanted to get into Joshi wrestling, I host a show with my best friend Kayla every Sunday on 12 p.m. Eastern time. We are Church of Joshi everywhere on Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch as well. And I'm pretty sure that is all. There's so much to plug, and then sometimes you forget things. You're like, wait, no, but that's where you can find me, guys. And I had a lot of fun. This was great. This was so much fun.
Thank you, Alex. I really thank you for coming on and making time for this show. And just a heads up, Alex has already agreed to 2 more dates to do other shows as well. I have those dates somewhere in my calendar, but you will be seeing Alex at least on 2 more shows for sure within the next like month or so. So she'll be doing, I believe you said yes to an NXT show, and I think even like a
Yes, NXT and Dynamite as well. And
yeah,
I
yeah.
will prep up my ex relationship stories for those shows.
I love it. I love it. All right, guys, make sure to give her some love as well. You guys know where to find me, Denise Salcedo, on all of the social medias. But most importantly, please check out that interview with Trinity. I really want that interview to take off, and it's almost at 10,000 views. So please give that one some love. Subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys back here probably tomorrow. Give me the night. Let me think about whether or not I'm doing a watch along. We'll see. We'll see. I'll see you guys maybe tomorrow. All right. Bye, everyone. Thank you so much for being here.